If you've ever driven a car, you know what a blind spot is. That blind spot is when you can't see, either with your rear view mirror or your side mirror, what's behind you. And just not that ability not to see can cause an accident, because in that just short period of time, someone could be behind you and sideswipe you, or any number of things can happen. So we have to be very careful as drivers. Now, just in case you've never driven a car, it's important for you to understand that just that second can cause a problem. So that's how it is in driving. But the interesting thing is, in our personalities, we can also have blind spots. I'm Linda Frazee, and I teach a system called the Enneagram. And it has 9 types, and it teaches you very carefully about your blind spots if you choose to listen and become aware of them. Now, we can't change anything that we're not aware of. And so becoming aware of our blind spots is very important. Now, let's back up a little. There are positive blind spots, not just negative ones, but positive ones. Well, what is that? A positive blind spot is something that is a talent or a natural ability that you have, a capacity that you have that you don't give yourself credit for. It's the kind of thing where people will say, well, wow, you did this thing, it's fantastic. And you go, well, yeah, of course, but anybody could do that. And they say, no, not I couldn't do it. I don't know anybody who could do it. And you say, oh, yeah, lots of people can do it. And there are others, of course, but it's not owning that capacity that you own in yourself that could be developed, even in a bigger and better way. So that would be a positive blind spot. Now, on the negative side, there is this idea that you have something that other people have told you repeatedly. Now, here are some clues if you're negative blind spot. People say to you, you do this thing, and you say, no, I don't. I don't do that. Why do you say that? People have been telling me all my life, and I never do that. Well, that's a clue. If people have been telling you, or you have a pattern in your life that you keep forgetting something really critical, maybe to pay the bills, or to watch your money, or watch your affairs with your relationships, whatever it is, and it's a repeated pattern, that would be something you were ignoring as a blind spot. Well, in the Enneagram, there's 9 types of personalities, and each one of them has their own blind spot, or more than one, but for today, I'm just going to highlight one of each type. So the 1 on the Enneagram can be filled with resentment and has no clue that they are. They assume that no one could see that if they are upset, nobody would know, but everybody around them knows. That's a blind spot. The 2 is so concerned about helping other people that their blind spot is intrusiveness. They have no idea that they have just stepped over a boundary with somebody in the effort to help them, and actually could be quite irritating to others because they're so busy about helping, which is their blind spot. The 3 is so busy getting things done that they can be dismissive of people who come to them with questions or want to engage in some way. It's almost like they're brushing them off because they're so focused on the production of the next thing, doing what needs to get done. The 4 can be very intense and dramatic and has no idea. They often bring the conversation back to themselves in any kind of a context and have no idea they're doing that, which of course is about being self-absorbed and is a blind spot. Now the 5 is a different kind of character in the sense that they are standing back and seem very aloof at times, unfriendly, cool, they can, and sometimes people think, well, they don't even like me, so people don't approach. But in reality, they're just standing back to observe, but they have no idea exactly what kind of a persona that they're putting out. The 6 is so eager to figure out what's going on that they have a very intense way sometimes of asking questions like, what is happening? What's next? Well, why did you do that? I don't understand. And there's this fear underneath it that's really coming up to the person in front of you, like anger. And so as a result, people way back away and say, what's that about? And in reality, it's all just about asking questions and being safe, but that can be a blind spot. Now the 7 is an idea hopper. They go from one idea to another in their mind and in their activities, in their body language, and that can be quite distracting to other types, and that can be their blind spot. Now the 8 has big, intense energy, and usually by the time they're a teenager, they know that. They've got enough feedback from other people that they have it. So the 8 imagines that they are reducing, sort of winding down their intense energy. And on a scale of 1 to 10, they think they're at about a 5, but the rest of the world thinks that they're maybe still a 10 or a 12. So That's their blind spot, just how intense they can appear. Now the 9 is a different character altogether in the fact that what they do is they don't initiate and they don't really engage and they go along to get along, and their blind spot is that can be very irritating in a relationship because it's as if they don't have any opinion, and anybody in relationship with a 9 wants them to have their opinion. These are just a few of the blind spots, and there are more of each, but this is just a snippet of how it is in blind spots with the Enneagram. I'm Linda Frazee. I invite you to go to my website, lindafrazee.com, and check out what type you might be and what might be your blind spot.